Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thank you for joining me once again on Talk and Fight for another episode of Boxing News Today. We're going to start things right off the hop with a bit of a comment out of the MTK Global offices, courtesy of our friends across the pond at Boxing 247. MTK Global says, and I don't know who this is attributed to, but nonetheless, this is a quote: MTK Global will comply fully with the sanctions made by the U.S. government against Daniel Kinahan. MTK parted ways with Mr. Kinahan in February 2017. He has had no interest in the business since then, and we have no future involvement with, and will have no future involvement with us. Sorry about that. MTK operates ethically, transparently, and lawfully. We will cooperate fully with all authorities and assist with any ongoing investigations. Further, Bob Yalen, the CEO of MTK Global, added, MTK Global will take every measure to ensure the company and those who deal with it are fully compliant with the U.S. sanctions announced this week and take this matter extremely seriously. Another company affected by the U.S. sanctions was Probellum, and they issued this statement. Probellum takes the sanctions made by the U.S. Treasury extremely seriously, and the business and its employees will be fully compliant with them. We have retained counsel in the U.S. to ensure that we fully comply with all rules, regulations, and requirements related to this matter, including not working with any individual or company that has been placed under U.S. sanctions. This includes Daniel Kinahan, and we can confirm that we will not have any further business relationship or communication with him whatsoever. Bob Arum's comments implying that Top Rank has ceased a business relationship with Probellum are baseless. Top Rank is a competitor, and since Probellum's inception, Top Rank has never worked directly with us. Any suggestion that Daniel Kinahan is a shareholder or owner of Probellum are false and defamatory. Let's move on to events in the world of boxing, and in that respect, the world of fighting in a ring. Professional boxing returns to this iconic South Florida landmark for the second time this year, and I'm speaking about Hialeah Park Casino on Saturday, May 7th at 7 p.m. when Hialeah Park Casino, in association with Warriors Boxing and Revolta Boxing, presents Una Gran Noche de Boxeo Cubana 2. The card will be highlighted by two title fights, one featuring the undefeated Cuban heavyweight prospect and Mike Tyson lookalike, Lenier Pero, who's 6-0 with 3 knockouts, against Hector Perez, who's 7-4, for the NABO Heavyweight Championship, and the other pitting cruiserweight Anthony Martinez, who's 12-1, against number 15 IBF contender David Light, who's 17-0 with 11 knockouts. And he's fighting out of New Zealand for the WBO International Cruiserweight title. Before the main events on May 7th, Cuban super lightweight Orestes Velasquez, 3-0 with 3 knockouts, coming off a victory in the fight of the night on January 28th at Hialeah Park, faces former WBO champion Juan Carlos Salgado, who's 27-9. Cuban welterweight Levan Navarro, who's 11-1, returns to the ring for the first time since his only defeat to face tough Mexican veteran Silverio Ortiz, who's 37-29. And Cuban super bantamweight Ariel Perez de la Torre, who's 7-0 with 5 knockouts, risks his undefeated status against Angel Palado, who's 13-3 with 4 knockouts of his own. But the fight that has most ringsiders anxious about is the professional debut of Cuban super bantamweight Victor Abreu, who will fight early in the evening. This kid is really special, said Revolta. He fought over 170 times as an amateur in Cuba. He's incredibly well built for a 122-pounder, and I'm predicting he'll be a world champion before the end of 2023. Good for them. Over we move down the road in Florida to an event taking place called Creator Clash. I do enjoy this one. It's a fun story to report on. Here we go. Creator Clash, a first of its kind boxing event sanctioned by the Florida State Boxing Commission, featuring famed digital creators across gaming, animation, tech, dancing, finance, cuisine, and comedy, officially announces the first match lineup, commentators, and the event venue. So let me just rock and roll you right through here, the current matchup, just for fun. The current matchups are as follows. In the main event, we see cruiserweights iDubbbz, who actually is one of the promoters of this event, going toe-to-toe against Dr. Mike. The co-main event features heavyweights Aaron Hansen of Game Grumps versus Harley of Epic Mealtime. Lightweights are Graham Stephen and Michael Reeves. Cruiserweights are Hundar of Muscle Party versus Ab of 8-3 Podcast. In the junior middleweight division, Yodeling Haley versus Just the Minx. Those young ladies should be a good fight to see. Cruiserweights, I Did a Thing versus The Odd Ones Out. The Odd Ones Out, that's cute. Heavyweights, Internet Comment Etiquette with Eric versus DJ Welch of Animators versus Games. Cruiserweights, Ryan McGee of Super Mega versus Alex Ernst. And in the middleweight division, Matt Watson of Super Mega versus Dad. More fights may be added to the ticket and will be announced in the future, I'm sure. Anyway, let's have a quick cruise through the commentator. In-ring announcers, Akinola Verissimo. Pre-show presenters, main commentators. I'm disappointed that we weren't invited to this, by the way. Wade Plemons, the lead commentator. FaZe Sensei, color commentator. I can't even pronounce this guy's name. / Felix, color commentator. Moist Critical, color commentator. Pre-fight locker room interview. Esfan TV, post-fight interview. Chills. Holy moly. The event, which will take place at the Youngling Center in Tampa, Florida, as well as live streamed on Moment House, brings together an unlikely group of creators going toe-to-toe for charity, with all net proceeds from the event, this is the most important part here, going to the American Heart Association, as well as other charities personally chosen by the creators. Each fighter is taking this event very seriously, having trained with professional boxing coaches for over 6 months. For more information, purchase tickets, please visit the Creator Clash website. Easy, creatorclash.com. On we move now to the Boxer Series. The Boxer Series heads to Manchester on Saturday, May 14th, with a one-night tournament taking place, which will see 8 of the nation's brightest cruiserweight prospects battle it out live on Sky Sports. Substantial prize money and career breakout opportunities on the line in a tournament which will showcase the depth of talent in one of British boxing's most competitive divisions. Let's just rip through a couple of the names here. There are 8 boxers stepping on to take their shot in Manchester at the Victoria Warehouse. Ricky Reeves, who's 2-0, out of Sheffield. Jay Farrell, 9-2, out of Liverpool. Elizaro, out of Lewisham. Jamie Smith, out of Amersham. Anas Tiage, out of Watford. Ryan Cotterell, out of Walsall. Sheldon McDonald, out of Sheffield. And Jack Fay, out of Darwin. Right, this Boxer Series features an 8-man, one-night tournament, 4 quarterfinals, 2 semifinals, and a grand final. The victorious boxer takes the lion's share of the prize fund for the one-night tournament of boxing, while every boxer in the tournament has a chance to put a spotlight on himself by putting on a standout performance on the nation's biggest sport television platform. So you English fans have a good thing going for you over there. Let me just add, featuring a mix of rising stars and top prospects competing under short-form boxing rules. So in other words, 3 3-minute rounds. Boxer Series tournaments offer an unparalleled platform for grassroots British boxing and can send winners' names rocketing up the rankings list. That's depending on whose ranking list you're now looking at, given the trouble that BoxRec is in. Promising non-stop action from start to finish, Boxer Series events are touring every major city in the UK. And we personally hope that they go across any body of water into other countries, and will feature other regions' best boxing talent, rising stars, and local heroes. Good for boxer, good for boxing, and congratulations to them and those boxers who have been chosen to fight that night, as I say, in the Cruiserweight tournament, Saturday, May 14th in Manchester. Let's hope that Boxer moves that to other countries such as Canada and America and Mexico and the Philippines and Nigeria and Ghana and South Africa, anywhere in the world, and Japan, wherever there's boxing that we've been reporting on for the past few years. Alrighty, following up on their just released massive schedule of extraordinary events in 2022, Triller Fight Club has announced a mega heavyweight clash between former unified heavyweight world champion Andy Ruiz Jr., who's 34-2, out of California, and top-rated and undefeated contender Tyrone Spong, who's 14-0 with 13 knockouts. He fights out of Suriname. And this is set for, so add Suriname to the list of countries that I hope Box will go forward toward. Anyway, this is set for July 16th and emanating from the historic Plaza del Toros in Mexico City, Mexico. The 10-round main event will headline a tremendous boxing card. The entire broadcast will be produced by Nigel Lithgow, award-winning producer of So You Think You Can Dance and American Idol, who has brought his captivating new look and feel of combat sports to Triller Fight Club events as the creative partner, visionary, and executive producer. Triller, quote, Triller Fight Club is dedicated to delivering a steady roster of content and something for everyone. This mega event is set to give the most discerning boxing and MMA fans the most exciting fight of the year, while surrounding it with a festival that is sure to deliver for all ages, combat sport fans or not, said Lithgow. By the way, the 32-year-old Ruiz shocked the sports world, becoming the first Mexican heavyweight world champion on June 1st, 2019, with a remarkable 7th-round knockout of undefeated unified world champion Anthony Joshua at Madison Square Garden. Most recently, Ruiz was victorious in dominant fashion with a 12-round unanimous decision over former world title challenger Chris Arreola on May 1st, 2021, and that was held in Carson, California. The popular fan favorite Ruiz is guided by perennial trainer of the year Eddie Reynoso, who counts boxing's #1 pound-for-pound fighter Saul Canelo Alvarez and world champion Oscar Valdez among his stable in San Diego, California. Also, let's move on to a quick little story out of Fightstars TV. Boxing media company Fightstars TV has proudly announced their director of female boxing operations, Rick Ramos, has signed two-time Chicago Golden Gloves champion, national amateur championships finalist, and once beaten professional Olivia Curry, who's 4-1, to their team of female fighting stars. Originally from Cincinnati, Curry was a kickboxer until an Ong Bak movie she watched in college gave her an interest in the sweet science. She says, there was a gym nearby with a student discount. I took a class and it slowly took over my life until I switched over to amateur boxing and eventually turned pro, she laughed. Tall for a female middleweight at 5'9", Curry is more of a technical stylist with a great jab and a strong ability to adapt inside the ropes. I really love the intellectual chess game of boxing, she continued. I have punching power, which is hopefully exciting to watch, but I'm definitely more of a boxer than a brawler. You don't get into boxing if you're not competitive. I want to prove I can hang with the best fighters in the world and compete for world titles. Good luck to her and good luck to Rick Ramos with her career. Finally, what we've been reporting on for quite a while, the World Cup Boxing Series, WCBS, co-founded by Terry Holland and promoter matchmaker Guy Taylor, today announced it has signed a multi-fight deal with beIN Sports, that's beIN Sports, to be featured on the network's free English and Spanish language streaming and over-the-air channels, beIN Sports Extra and beIN Sports Extra en Español, beginning Friday, June 3rd, live from Obregón in Sonora, Mexico. Let me have a quick look here and see if we have a quote. Yes, we do, says Taylor. Our goal with beIN Sports goes far beyond providing monthly boxing content. We want to create a global brand with state-of-the-art technology, updated graphic packaging, and artwork, top-of-the-line production, enhanced lighting, fan engagement during the event, social media platforms, and live online gaming. We look forward to a great 2023 season. World Cup Boxing Series on the beIN Sports Extra and beIN Sports Extra Espanol beginning this June 3rd. beIN Sports is excited to add World Cup Boxing Series to its growing roster of combat sports programming. Added their commentator, Antonio Bricino, managing director for beIN Sports North America. We believe in putting our fans first and making live world-class sports program easily available to fans in the US and Canada via beIN Sports Extra and beIN Sports Extra on Espanol. All right, boxing fans, that's all the news we have for today. Thank you for joining me on Talk and Fight and this episode of Boxing News Today. I'll see you later on, potentially at 4 p.m. with Mike Gore and Cedric Ban for their show, Knuckle Up, but I believe they're interviewing a fighter, so I might not join that show. However, please join me again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time for another episode of Boxing News Today. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you anon.